So you know how we say experience is the best teacher? You don't have to be the person that experiences what you're going to learn from. Hey fam, how are you? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tobi Achudume. So here on this channel, we'll talk about topics, tips and tricks that will help us grow fearlessly to the best versions of ourselves. Today, we're going to be talking about something I find very interesting because these things are things that we know we should be doing. We know the benefits of doing these things, but for whatever reason, we struggle to still do these things. So let's talk about 5 things that you don't want to do, but you should be doing. Number 1, reading books. Okay, so you probably know this better than I do, that reading books is an absolute necessity in just learning, developing, and being the best version of yourself. And when I say reading books, I'm not just talking about holding physical books and reading them, but I'm talking about reading books on your applications or even audio books. Reading books is a way to learn from other people that you don't have physical access to. You're able to glean knowledge from these people and live through their lens for the few days or few hours that you're reading their book for. So you know how we say experience is the best teacher? You don't have to be the person that experiences what you're going to learn from. You can learn from other people's experiences, which most times they put in books. There are lots of books that you can start reading today. I'm going to do a video where I talk about some books that I encourage you to read in 2024 soon. But I have a video where I talk about the benefits of reading and how to start your habit of reading books, because trust me, you are going to gain so much when you start reading people's books. So if one of the things that you want to achieve this year is personal growth, so you want to be intentional about your personal growth this year or your personal development this year, you want to include reading of books as an habit that you want to have or as something that you want to do, because when you read books, you're able to learn from people. One of my favorite reasons for reading books is that I'm able to learn from people that I don't have physical contact with. So I love Sarah Jakes Roberts. But right now, I'm not in a space where I have access to her physically. And so the only way that I can get access to her is to either listen to her sermons or read her books. And so I read her books and I listen to her sermons because it's one way that I can learn from her and see how she lives her life. One of the ends of seeing how people live is by reading their books. When you do this, then you're learning from them and you're also increasing your knowledge, which is another thing that reading books helps us to do. It helps us to increase our knowledge bank. We're able to improve in the way we do things and just learn broadly. So reading does not end with your degree that you get from school. Reading is something that you do daily because it is one of the ways that we learn. And we know that if you're going to continue to be important or be a person that is relevant in life, your knowledge has to increase. And for your knowledge to increase, you need to be reading something and not just gossip blogs, but things that are actually helping you to be better, wiser, and smarter. So as much as you think that you're the wisest person in the room or you are the most intelligent person in the world, which you may be, it doesn't, reading books is only going to help you to increase this smartness or intelligence that you have. And for those of us that want to continue to learn, because we know that there is always something to learn from people, reading books is also something that you want to look into. So start your habit of reading books today. You know that you should be reading books, so just start reading books. So I have this application I want to introduce you to. I have talked about it in one of my videos. I can't remember the one, but it's an application where you can read as many books as you want to, and you can also listen to books. It is called Scribd or Everand. They changed their name over the holiday. I'm going to have them linked in the description bar. And with my link, you're able to get 2 months for free. With this 2 months, I advise that you try to listen to something that you have wanted to listen to or read a book that you have wanted to read and see how you feel about the application. And then decide if this is something that you're going to want to be invested in monthly. One of the reasons why I absolutely enjoy it is because I have the application. Even if I'm not reading a physical book, I know that I have the opportunity to read something or listen to something on the go. So how can you build this habit of reading? What I've been intentional about doing this year 2024 is to include reading into my morning routine. Apart from that, I also have a book that I'm reading on Everand right now, and it is The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. I've talked about Dr. Anita Phillips so many times on my channel. She's also the host of In the Light, one of my favorite podcasts. And so I'm reading a book right now on there. Actually, I'm listening to a book right now on there. And physically, I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. So I have that one by my bedside. And then when I'm on the go, I'm listening to Dr. Anita Phillips in my ears. So this way, I know that I do not have the excuse of not reading. I want to be intentional about my reading habits. And these are the ways that I think would help you to also be intentional about reading this year. So get Everand right now. It is linked in the description bar, and you can use my link to get 2 months for free. Also, you need to be specific about the time that you want to read the book. So don't just say that I want to read every day, but be specific about when. So I want to read every morning after my morning devotion. I want to read a chapter of the book before I go to bed. And I do chapters of the book because I don't like to stop reading books in the middle of the pages. It is just weird to me. I have to finish a chapter. And so I do chapters and not number of pages. Some people do number of pages and that works for them. It's fine. It just doesn't work for me because I would not drop the book until I get to the end of the chapter. Number 2, working out. Again, we know that we need to be doing this. We know that we need to be getting some form of exercise. The Bible says it profits little, but the Bible was very intentional about mentioning that there is profit that you get when you commit to physical exercise. So physical exercise is something that we should be doing because it's not just for people that want to lose weight, it's also for people that want to build stamina and want to make sure that their heart and their body is working right. There are so many muscles that we have in our body that we don't use normally. It is only when you do exercise that you know that, okay, yes, there's a muscle here that needs to be worked out, or there is a muscle here that needs to be worked out. And all the muscles in our body are important for something. But it is when you work them out that you're able to make sure that they are improving and they are strong. They are able to do what they're supposed to do in your body. Physical exercise, as much as it is tiring and is not something that we're looking forward to, is very beneficial to our health. We hear it so many times. Doctors talk about the importance of doing this. Fitness coaches talk about this. They encourage us to do it because it is important for us to do it. So make sure that this year you are not just saying that I know that I should be working out, but you are actually working out. Again, build the habits by making sure that it is something that you are intentional about doing. So I'm going to go for a run 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm going to go to the gym twice a week on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. I'm going to get a YouTube plan and follow it every 4 days. I'm going to take only 2 days of rest or active rest. You have to be specific and clear on the thing that you want to achieve with this, because working out, the result is nice. We love the result. We love when we see people that are fit. We love when we see people that have stamina. We love when we see people that look good because they have done the work. But the work is what we are afraid to do. So look at it this way. Picture the effect, or picture the after work. What you get after you've gone through the process and how you feel about yourself, and let that be what motivates you to do the workout. Include things that are going to help you to stick to this goal of working out. So for your plan of going to the gym, make sure that you register at the gym and you put the money down so that you know that you have to go there because you're already paying for it. If you're going to be working out at home, make sure that you get the equipment that you need. So do you need a mat? Do you need your workout outfit? So I have taken working out intentionally. As much as there are days that I struggle to get out of bed to do these things, I make sure that it is something that I am intentional about doing. And the ways that I have been intentional about it is making sure that I always have my workout wear. So most of the things that I use for my home workout, because now it's winter and I'm not going out in the snow or in the cold to run, I do most of my workouts in the house now. But most of the things that I do, that I have to make sure that I do this thing, I go from Amazon. So I'm going to have them linked in the description bar. So I have a mat that I use, and I see this mat every day. So I don't hide it. I see it all the time. I make sure that my workout outfit is outside so that I can see it and do. Because I know that it is not something that I absolutely enjoy doing, but I love how I feel after I have done it. So I put cues around me to make sure that I am doing it. So this is something that you would want to try as well. Make sure that you have cues around you that encourages you to do the things that you want to do. So you want to read more books, make sure that you are seeing a book all the time. Have a book in your bag. You want to work out more often, make sure that you pick out your workout outfit the night before and put it in a place that you can see. Maybe beside the clothes you're going to wear to work. So that way you cannot miss it. Number 3, save something. I honestly can hear people talking and saying, save what? From where? Like, which money am I saving? But let me make my point before you stone me. Saving is not just about the money that you make or how much you are saving, but it is the habit of being a prudent person. It is the habit of being a financially independent and smart person. As much as we always think that we should save when we have a lot of money, you would see that with the increase that you have with the money that you make, your expenses increases, your desire increases. So for a person that makes 20,000 whatever per year and does actually $20,000 per year and does not save anything because they feel like $20,000 is too small for me to have something to save. When you get to making $100,000 per year, you are still going to have the excuse because you're going to now have increased your expenses. Your wants are increased, your desires are increased. So say you were living in a 2-bedroom apartment before, because now you're making $100K and you probably can afford a 4-bedroom apartment. You want to move because you want a bigger space, because you now have more clothes that you need to fit into your closet. So because of this, it's not about the money, but it's about the habit. So if you're making $20,000 right now at the end of the year, make sure that you're saving something. And for me, saving is not just because I want to starve myself or I want to curb the things that I'm spending or anything, but it's also to be able to finance the goals that you have. Because for a person that is interested or invested in personal growth and development, or just living life the way you want to live, you're going to have goals that at a particular point you're going to need to be able to finance. The way to do this is to make sure that you have some form of money that you can finance before you start asking other people for their money. They're going to ask you if you have put your money into it before you are asking other people. That's the way to show that you believe in yourself and what you're working with. So saving for me is not just about how much I'm saving or how much I'm making, but am I able to discipline myself to cultivate the habit of saving so that when I actually am in need of using this money that I now have, I'm able to use it for something that I know is going to be productive. So I always encourage people to save something. So it could be as little as the money you're thinking right now, or as big as the money you're also thinking right now. Making sure that you build the habit of saving is something that you're going to be happy that you started doing. It's never too late to save as well. You can start at any point. I have so many tools that are going to help you to do these things because, like I said at the start of this video, these things we know we should do, but we just don't do because maybe we are tired, we're exhausted, we are not looking forward to doing it. The process is tedious. So I have an application again that I'm going to suggest that you start using, and it's called PiggyVest. With PiggyVest, you can save as little as 100 naira. Yes. And you can be intentional about doing this. So I have a link in the description bar that you can use as well. I'm going to title it Tools to Help You to Do the Things that You Don't Want to Do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. So check the description bar for all of the things that you need to be able to keep to these things that you need to do in 2024. Number 4, meal prepping. So if you watched my vlogs last year, I talked about meal prepping almost in every video because I saw the effect of meal prepping. So I've always been big on meal prepping, but I was not as organized with it as I was in 2023, and I saw the huge difference. So backstory, I do not have the best habits with eating, so my eating is not as great as it should be. So that means that when I come back from work and I'm too tired to do anything, I'm either getting something to eat from outside or I am eating cake and chocolate, hot chocolate, and that's dinner for me. And I know that it's not good, so don't come for me yet. And so because of this, number 1, it wasn't helping my saving habits, yeah. And number 2, it was not helping my health goal because eating cake and chocolate for dinner makes absolutely no sense. That's not even dinner. But yeah, because I was tired when I come back from work, I would find it difficult to make food and eat. And so because of this, I became more invested in meal prepping and to just see how it works. One of the influencers that influenced me in this, apart from my mom, because she has always meal prepped since I knew the meaning of food, is Matty James, and she always talks about having a schedule that she uses every week. And so for me, how I built the habit or cultivated the habit of meal prepping is by one, picking a day that I would go grocery shopping. And so I do grocery shopping twice a month. And the second one is just to top off if I've run out of things that I need to, because sometimes you do that. And then the second thing I did is to pick 2 days that I meal prep, because I can only eat food in the fridge for as long as possible. On the 4th day, I'm already tired of eating the food. And so I meal prep twice a week. I meal prep on Mondays and I meal prep on Thursdays. See how I'm being specific about it? Because when you're specific about it, you're able to include it into your daily routine and know that on Thursdays by 7 p.m. I need to meal prep. On Mondays by 7 p.m. I need to meal prep. And it's working for me. I mean, we're in the 3rd week of January and I've stuck to it. So apart from meal prepping helping you to make sure that there is always food in your house or there is always food in your fridge, another thing that meal prepping helps you to do is to save food, because when you want to meal prep, you look through your pantry or your storage or wherever it is that you keep food and you see things that you need or you see things that you have that you haven't used in a long time. It also helps you to save because you are able to sit down, make a list of the things that you need when you go through your pantry again or your storage, and you see the things that you actually need to buy. So you are buying things that you only need and not things that you think you need. And it reduces how much time or how much you eat outside. One of my favorite things actually with meal prepping is that it reduces drastically how much time I spend on thinking of food and how much I want to eat or what I want to eat. So when I wake up on Tuesday, I'm not thinking what's for lunch or what's for dinner, because I already know it's already done, and all I have to do is either just put it together. So for example, I'm doing sandwich for lunch. I don't have to make sandwich for 3 days on Monday. I just make sure that I have the ingredients that I need for the sandwich prepped. And so when it is time for me to make the sandwich, I can be done in 5 minutes instead of doing it for 20 minutes. Number 5 is planning your day. I say this way too many times for you to still not be doing it. And I understand that planning your day can be tedious, especially if it's not something that you're used to. But planning your day saves you time and helps you to manage your time properly. It helps you to be an effective and a productive person, because when you wake up in a day and you think, what are the important things I need to do today? What are the tasks that I absolutely must do today? You're able to take note of these things and you will not forget it because you have noted them down. And then this helps you to save time, because during the day you are not thinking, what do I need to do now? Or you're thinking that you have 2 hours block time that you are not doing anything, and because you have not made a list of the things that you need to do, you forget that you have a deadline that you need to meet on Friday. And so planning your day saves you time, saves you effort, and helps you to use your time wisely. With this, you are also able to plan accordingly for things that may not seem as important as during the day, but become important. So for example, keeping up with your friends, absolutely important. But when you're thinking of your work day, you're not thinking, I need to keep up with my friends. But when you plan your day, so you have a weekly plan, or you plan your day the night before or the morning of, you're able to sit down and say, okay, I need to do this between this and this. I need to do this between this and this. I'm done with work by 6 p.m. I have 6 to 8 p.m. to do whatever it is I need to do. I'm having dinner by 7 p.m. And then you can check up on your friends by 8 p.m. to make sure that everybody's good and everybody's fine and all of that. But planning your day is what helps you to use your time wisely and to be a good custodian of time. So you wonder how people that are making 6 figures are making 6 figures with the same 24 hours that you have. It is because they're able to plan properly for the 24 hours that they have. I read a book, Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. I think I did a review. I can't remember if I did. yeah, I did a review on this book for my 2023 reading. I'm going to have the video linked here, so you should check it out. And in that book, she was talking about how she plans her day to make sure that she's able to get work done. And when she gets back into the house, she's done with work and she can spend time with family. The only way she's able to do this is because she plans for a day and make sure that every task that has to do with work is done when I need to step out of the office. So if you're worried about using a planner or getting a planner or investing in a planner because you have not built the habit, I have a free planner for you. I'm going to have it linked in the description bar. You can start using it today. It's only free for a few days. After a few days, I'm going to take it off being free. And so with this, it's a gift to you for the year. So make sure that you get it and start planning your day. With it, you're able to plan your day, your week, and you can use it any way you want to. So there is a day view and there is a week view. There is also an hour view. So depending on what you think works best for you, there are different sheets. You can print it or you can have it as your table planner so that you can just write things on it, which is what I have done to make sure that I am always ready for the day. So these are 5 things that you will know that we should be doing, but for whatever reason, we are not doing. I hope that this video encourages you to start doing these things to make sure that you live the life that you want to live and you win 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and also share with your friends and family so that they can also start doing these things that we know are important. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, bye.